Hey everybody, I decided to cut some arrows for myself today. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I'm going to be shooting the Maxima Red SD 250 Badlands series from Carbon Express. This is a tri-spine arrow and I'm going to show you how I do my own setup. That way I don't lose that spine since I have a short draw length. But come on, I'll show you over here. Now that we're over here at the table, I'm going to show you what I do whenever I get my shafts out of the pack. So with the Maxima Red SD Badlands Series 250s, this is a tri-spine arrow, so that means that this arrow specifically has 3 spines. So this is the first, this area is the second, and this is the third. The way I'm able to tell this is by the amount of flex the arrow gives. So you can tell there's not really a whole lot right here. We go to the middle and there's a bunch of it, and that's good for arrow flight to allow a little bit of flex. But then also this arrow has a stiff front end, which helps to stabilize the arrow. The stiff front end and back end and the flexible middle is what helps the arrow fly better than others. But anyway, so I'll show you what I do. That way I get the most benefit out of all 3 spines. And let me tell you, as a female, and not just that, but as a short draw person, you want to get the best out of your equipment. If I was to draw 25 inches, I'll take this and show you where it would be at. I would have a long back end on my arrow. I would have all of the middle section, and then about right here, I would have hardly any front end for the spine of the arrow. So what I do to maximize getting a little more front end and not so much back end, while also keeping the center of my arrow pretty flexible, is I measure this very center spine. I measure it and see how long it is. These arrows, this is just a print logo design on them, but what I do, because they're all about the same, give or take ½ an inch, is I will measure that and see where it comes up to. So this one here specifically on this arrow comes to 14. Now, I do this for all my arrows. I try to measure that middle section, and of course I round off to make it a full even number, and then I split it in the middle. So because this is 14-inch section, I half it to 7. All my arrows are marked at the 7-inch line. What I do from there is, because I have a 25-inch draw, I am overdrawing to 26, but when I go to 25 inches, it's right in the middle of my Matthews verdicts. So what I do then is I measure from that Sharpie mark in the middle to about 12.5, which comes out to right here. So you can already tell this is 12.5. I'm already getting to keep enough of this back end, and then I should get about the roundabout same in the front. So what I'll do is I'll take a Sharpie and I'll mark that arrow as well. I switch, go to the other end, find my line, and then I measure to 12.5 again, which will come about right here. So you can tell that my front end and my back end of my arrow, they're going to be about the same. And this does matter for your arrow flight, because if you're shooting an arrow that's designed to be a tri-spine and you just cut off the front just like you typically would any other single spine or just a dual spine arrow, you're losing the purpose of having that tri-spine. Well, I decided I wanted to keep it, and this is how I do it so I can manage it because I have such a short draw. I just wanted to show y'all something. I was getting my setup so I could move on to the next thing about gluing inserts. And I wanted to show y'all, it's very important you clean the inside out, because if you don't, this dust, when you go to put your glue on your insert, you know, I'll stick it on and screw it on, but if I didn't clean these out inside, this dust could cause a really bad stick effect for the glue, and it wouldn't stay on very well. Now we're moving on to the fletching part. I have a Joe Jan 6-arrow multi-fletcher. I've got the pieces here to do 4 veins at 90 degrees. Hey guys, finally had a beautiful day to get out of the basement after building these arrows to try and see how they do for me today. Got the Matthews Verdicts here for 2019.